Now, inside specially marked boxes of all Captain Crunch cereals, a Storyscope viewer with 3 adventures on every box. Cut them out, put them in your Storyscope, and watch them through the magnifying lens. There's 11 adventures in all.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Televoid. Now, my cards are telling me to go right to the TV, but I think the show could use a bit more of an introduction. I bet you're wondering who I am, where I am, what this show is all about, and how I get all these old TV shows and videos on this TV. Let me explain. My name is Ian, and I'm So now that you know everything you need to know about Televoid, let's watch some TV already. Really sorry about the wait, guys. Sometimes it just takes a little while to pick something up on this TV. Oh man, bicycle safety camp. You know, this might not be a new discovery for everybody. In fact, if you think you haven't seen it before, it's possible that you did when you were younger and you just forgot about it. Produced in 1989 by TIPP, the Injury Prevention Program, Bicycle Safety Camp is an instructional video all about bike safety. And if you've never seen it before, you're in for a treat.
Check out Boom, he's a rockin' jock. Scores on the field, speeds down the block. Julie ran a stop sign on her way to the mall. Her dad took her charge cards, and that's not all. Now Rita can do every trick on skates, but bike tricks are more than her family can take.
Wait a minute, she got sent here just for doing bike tricks? My parents would have been thrilled to hear that I was doing bike tricks back in the day. But then again, I guess they would have been thrilled to hear that I was doing anything besides sitting around and watching TV.
Arthur loves his books, and he's smart in school too, but when it comes to bikes, he's really got no clue.
You know, I actually really like how the kids show up in different ways. One is dropped off by their mom, one by the school bus, one by what looks to be a private limo, and one just shows up by walking. The video is already incredibly cheesy, but it does show that no matter where you're coming from, bike safety is important, and I think that's a nice touch.
Bebop's tough, a really funky dude, but on a bike he needs a change of attitude.
I feel like I'm getting a little bit of mixed messages here. Bike safety is good, but stepping out in front of traffic makes me tough and funky. I mean, who doesn't want to be funky?
Where's the cafeteria? It's almost time for my granola bar and our natural soda. No goalpost, no track? Can this camp be really nothing but biking? Where's the library? Library? To read my bike book.
Poor Arthur is catching flack for wanting to go to the library, but nobody bats an eye as Julie complains about not getting her granola bar and all-natural soda on time. Ah, to be a kid again.
How can a camp where you learn about bicycle safety be anything but boring, boring, and boring?
What an entrance. That was perfect. I'm actually excited for what comes next. I'm ready to learn about bike safety.
So you silly campers think bike safety's a bore? Well, you're gonna love it, gonna beg for more. You're gonna say, Sam Sprocket, I just can't get enough. By the time this camp is done, you'll love this safety stuff.
Bike safety, he's still talking about bike safety. There's nothing sexual here, it's all bikes.
Well, you're gonna love it, gonna beg for more.
In a continued effort to be inclusive to children everywhere, Sam Sprocket does his best to use American Sign Language as he raps, but it's pretty clear he's had no formal training.
You can cruise, you can fly, you can get where you are going like a jet up in the sky. Although you think you're above it, you're gonna ride safe and love it.
Sam Sprocket is clearly the main source of energy in this video, and he's really what makes it great. Sam is portrayed by Jim Peary, and Bicycle Safety Camp served as his first acting role. Since then, he's been in movies, TV shows, video games, you name it. His performance here is over the top and fantastic, and it's great to know that it led to more opportunities for him.
All right, everybody grab a bike and let's get ready to roll.
wrong.
I made a mistake already? All we did is touch the bike.
Wear a bicycle helmet every time that you ride.
Alright, Sam, I know you mean well, but you didn't say grab a helmet. You clearly said everybody grab a bike. They were just following your directions.
Bike helmets are for babies.
You'll eat those words.
He's right.
Even if you're not dead, there are so many ways. Just a smack on the head can ruin all your days.
You can lose your memory of everything you've done and be in lots of pain. Does that sound like fun? Do you want to wind up in the emergency room with your scars and your stitches, maybe facing doom?
When your head scrapes the pavement and your brains fall out. Oh my god, I'm gonna die, and Jesus doesn't let kids into heaven if they didn't wear their helmets. Oh my god! Will be your final shout.
Cause you know that your brain is inside your head. If you bump it, there is pain. If you break it, you are dead.
Lots of folks use helmets for the work they do. Pilots, drillers, firemen, road receivers too. Astronauts, jet pilots, people who race cars.
What are those people called again? They're drivers who race cars, people who race cars, that's it.
With this inner foam pressed upon your dome, and it's tough outside, you'll have the safest ride. So I'm begging you, Rebop, wear a helmet, please.
Yeah, we're begging you, Reba, on our bended knees.
Well, now I'm confused. I feel like every lesson I've ever been taught about peer pressure says that I shouldn't listen to the group of other kids circling around me trying to force me to do something that I don't want to do.
Marty got kind of sick too, but he wouldn't let on. He was determined to be one of the gang if it killed him.
I'm glad it's not me in this position. Let's see what Rebop does.
Wear a helmet when it's cold out. Wear a helmet when it's hot.
Right.
Wear it if you ride a little, or if you ride a lot. Wear it riding on the sidewalk, or pass through the woods. Wear it even when you're riding in the neighborhoods.
Alright, how many more verses in this helmet section? I mean, I know it's important, but I think they've made their point by now.
You go. Wear your helmet every single time you ride. Strap it on, Rebop. Wear your helmet with pride. All right already.
That was almost too real of a reaction from Rebop. I mean, I felt that one.
Make sure you can straddle your bike with both feet firmly on the ground. Good. And you guys, tuck in your shirts. Come on, you too, Rebop.
Oh, Mr. Sprocket, I need to change into my brand new bike suit, but there's no locker room.
No problem. Wonderful things can happen when you're wearing a bicycle helmet.
Well, if I had known I could magically become a quick change artist just by wearing a helmet, I would have put one on a long time ago. They really should have just led with that instead of rapping about it for like 10 years. It's a little snug.
Always keep loose strings and straps away from your spokes at all times, or else. See?
You can lose your memory of everything you've done and be in lots of pain.
All right. Now remember, your bicycle is your machine and your friend, so take care of it. Let your parents know if something's not working just right so they can take it to the shop for a tune-up. And before you guys ride, always remember to...
check out your bicycle before you ride. Don't neglect it, inspect it, to be sure and secure as you glide.
Check the tires!
The kids should really stick to rapping if that's what you want to call the previous song, because their singing is more like screaming.
Check out your bicycle before you ride.
Time to take it to the streets and the sidewalk for you.
Wait! Kid! I need extra time to check my bike book. Come on, kid. Yeah, we don't want to be here all summer.
Alright, let's review our current bike safety tips. 1. Wear a helmet. 2. Inspect your bicycle before riding. 3. Don't read books about bike safety.
I'm taking you two on a residential street. And you two on a country road. Now, Arthur, there are cars, trucks, Even sometimes animals on the road.
This is the best! Why aren't people still trying to teach me things this way? Sam Sprocket, if you happen to be watching, please make a video telling me how to do my taxes. I'd be entertained, I'd learn so much. It would be really great.
In fact, it's never safe to ride with 2 people on a bike.
Got it.
Any questions?
How can you be in 3 places at once?
I'm a magical kind of guy.
Somebody help me, I'm being pulled into another dimension!
Stop, stop. Look all about, wait till nobody's coming, then move out. Ride in a straight line. Single file. With plenty of space between riders.
Now don't have any fun. I see you having fun up there, cut it out.
What's that say?
Stop!
So what do?
Stop! Stop! Stop!
With your foot brakes,
Stop!
with your hand brakes.
Stop!
I didn't hear you.
Stop! Stop!
Oh man, did anybody catch that last part? It moved a little fast for me.
Do you have to stop at every stop sign even if there's nobody coming? Sure you do, Julie. A kid on my team went through a stop sign once. He didn't see anybody coming, but a car was coming through real fast. It knocked him flat. He was in the hospital all summer, and now he rides a wheelchair.
Because a car could come fast.
Oh, almost got whiplash from that transition from depressing story to upbeat music.
And be in lots of pain.
Stop at every red light. Wait till it turns green, just like a car does.
Did you see that? They probably should have clarified this a bit more. He tells Arthur to wait until the traffic light turns green to cross the street, and then after the light turns green, a car drives by. Look at that, he even takes a step forward thinking that it's time to cross. They really should have thrown in a quick rap right there. Something like, look both ways before you cross this street, or a car might come and knock you off your feet. You'll be in lots of pain. Something like that?
All right, now, when it gets dark outside, get off your bike and walk them home.
He says as he squints into the sun.
But Sam, I have reflectors on my bike and headlights. I'm wearing light-colored clothes. I'm even wearing reflector earrings.
And also it's 2 p.m. on a cloudless day.
It'll be a few years before you guys are ready for safe night riding.
What? How did you do that?
I've got connections. So now we've gone over all the basic rules of safe bike riding, but you still have to pass my test.
Tess?
Yes, when I tune in on my TV screen, you guys had better be following the rules or else you won't pass. And then you'll have to stay and take my bicycle safety course all over again.
Arthur is the best. He loves his mom, he reads books, he rolls his eyes at appropriate times. I bet he's gonna be successful in whatever career he ends up in, even if he becomes a person who races cars. Now it's time to test the kids' bike safety measures. The kids all have to ride bikes as Sprocket Sam watches on through his chalkboard TV. The campgoers also come up with the idea that if one kid fails the test, they'll all fail. Kind of a bonehead move by the kids, in my opinion. I wouldn't agree to that.
Head on out. So far, so good. They're riding in a straight line.
All right, kids, I want you to deliver this next line like you're trapped in a bunker and you're desperately screaming for help.
Big signal! Wide on smooth turn! Yeah!
I love it. Uh-oh, look what's up ahead.
Look at me! Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?
They're looking straight ahead.
How many fingers am I holding up, huh? Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?
That is the best distraction ever. I would have had to look at the clown and figure out how many fingers he's holding up. His delivery is just too perfect.
Hey, how many fingers am I holding up?
And so the test continues, with all of the students performing spectacularly, and the onlookers reacting in a completely natural and not forced way.
He stops and looks both ways.
Before leaving the driveway! Yeah!
Yes, Arthur! My man!
Now that he's given up lame things like reading and loving his mother, Arthur is finally accepted by his peers.
So you've all learned the rules and camp is done. See, it wasn't boring. Bike safety is fun.
We all roll down the road with the grace of ease without risking our lives, without skidding our knees.
Take the bikes, they're for you. But whatever you do, always always follow the rules of Sam's Bike Safety School. Hurrah!
Stop at every stop sign.
What, they're gonna go over all the rules again? I thought we graduated. I would have been out of there the second they said camp was over. I mean, this was great and all, but it was still learning. So they review all of the rules again with no new information, though Arthur does get remixed and it's pretty cool.
When you're running on the walk, if you're passing someone, talk. Excuse me. Look front.
After they review the rules, making sure to drive home wearing a helmet for a bit longer.
And what's the most important rule of all?
What's the most important rule of all?
Wear a helmet every single time you ride. Strap it on, kids, wear your helmets with pride. Wear your helmet when it's cold out, wear your helmet when it's hot. Wear it if you ride a little, or if you ride a lot. Wear it riding home. It's
time to say goodbye to our good friend Sam Sprocket, and he leaves pretty much how you'd expect him to.
Bicycle Safety Camp has been brought to you by the makers of Triaminic cough and cold products. Because the more your children know, the safer they'll be. The TIP Bicycle Safety Video Bicycle Safety Camp is produced in cooperation with the American Academy of Pediatrics.
I hope you enjoyed Bicycle Safety Camp as much as I did. It's educational and cheesy and all the right ways. I thought it was hilarious. And the fact that it's a little bit dated actually adds to the humor. In fact, I'd argue that it's better now than it's ever been. And it's just gonna keep getting better as time passes. Thanks, Sprocket Sam, and everybody involved. And thanks to you for hanging out and watching it with me. I hope you had a good time. What a workout. I am exhausted, but I have one last card I gotta read. If you'd like to say hello, share your thoughts on Bicycle Safety Camp, or even show off your Sprocket Sam fan art, feel free to reach me via electronic mail at ian@televoid.net. I don't have a computer around here, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get those emails, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Well, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching the first episode of Televoid, and I'll see you next time. I'll be right here, just kind of waiting.